Good afternoon. I'm Alejandra Castillo, and I'm honored to serve President Biden and our nation as U.S. Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Economic Development. I thank the National League of Cities for inviting me to join you. To all the city, town, and village leaders with us today, thank you for the work that you do to improve the quality of life for your constituents. With COVID-19, this work has certainly not been easy, but the Biden-Harris administration is committed to helping our communities build back better than ever before. The fact is, Joe Biden ran for president on a belief that given half a chance, ordinary people can do extraordinary things. That's why he's put forward an agenda that invests in the backbone of this country, the middle class. He believes that what's at stake for working families is a chance to build a decent middle class life, to succeed and thrive instead of just trying to get by. And what's at stake for our country is the ability to compete and win the race for the 21st century, a race that other countries are rushing to win and that the United States cannot afford to lose. The Build Back Better agenda is about the things that really matter to people. Can I get a good paying job in my hometown? Can I go to sleep with a little peace of mind? Can my kids get a good education and build an even better life for themselves? We can't put the promise of a middle class within reach of every American if we can't compete around the world. And we can't compete around the world so long as we neglect the resilience and capacity of our infrastructure, the education and health of our workforce, and the most American idea of all, the opportunity for every single person to get a fair shot. As the only federal government agency with economic development at its sole mission, the Economic Development Administration, or EDA, is here to help. EDA's strategic investments through competitive grants foster job creation and attract private investments to support development in economically distressed areas of the United States. We understand that communities are at different points of their economic development journey. Some need help developing a plan and figuring out where to start their economic development efforts. Others need critical infrastructure supporting business expansion. And still others need help building ecosystems to translate innovation into jobs. I'd like to emphasize that EDA does not go into communities advocating a Washington knows best approach. We also do not invest directly in businesses. Rather, we support impactful, well thought out, locally devised strategies designed to make it easier for businesses to start and grow. To support our communities across the continuum of economic development needs, EDA's core public works and economic adjustment programs provide economically distressed communities and regions with comprehensive and flexible resources they need to address a wide variety of economic needs. Through President Biden's American Rescue Plan, EDA also has today a historic $3 billion in funding to help our communities build back better following the pandemic. We are implementing this funding through 6 innovative programs. First, the Build Back Better Regional Challenge will invest $1 billion in up to 30 regions to capitalize on American ingenuity and American workers by providing a transformational investment to regions, both large and small, across the country. In Phase 1, 50 to 60 regional coalitions of partnering entities will be awarded $500,000 in technical assistance funds to develop and support 3 to 8 projects to grow a regional growth cluster. The application for Phase 1 closed October 19th. We received 529 applications from regions across all 50 states and 5 territories. These applications are currently under review. In Phase 2, EDA will award 20 to 30 regional coalitions, $25 million to $100 million to implement those projects. As part of our $300 million coal community commitment, EDA will allocate at least $100 million of the Build Back Better Regional Challenge funding to support coal communities. The Good Jobs Challenge allocates $500 million towards industry-led workforce training programs to help get Americans, particularly women, people of color, and those in underserved communities, back to work in good paying jobs. The Good Jobs Challenge is designed to help get Americans back to work by investing in developing and strengthening regional workforce training systems that support sectoral partnership, design, and implementation to lead us to high-quality jobs. It is imperative that economic and workforce development work together to design a comprehensive strategy in workforce development for their regions, in particular with local labor, university, community colleges, and employers. It is time to think about all of these policies and all of these pieces holistically and collaboratively, which is why we focus so much on the systems development building here in EDA and really encourage that you all apply for the Good Jobs Challenge. Please apply and share with your colleagues. The application deadline is January 26, 2022. We are injecting $500 million in economic adjustment assistance into our communities. These grants will help hundreds of communities across the nation plan, build, innovate, and put people back to work through projects tailored to meet local needs. Indigenous communities will receive $100 million to develop and execute economic development projects they need to recover from the pandemic and build economies for the future. The travel, tourism, and outdoors recreation sector will benefit from $750 million in funding focused on revitalizing the hard-hit travel, tourism, and outdoors recreation industries and accelerate their recovery of communities that rely on these sectors. All 59 states and territories were invited to apply for these grants. To date, we have invested $314 million in 34 states and the District of Columbia through this program. These investments will support marketing, infrastructure, workforce, and other projects to rejuvenate safe leisures, business, and international travel. Additional state grants are expected to be awarded in coming weeks. $90 million in state planning, research, and network grants include funding for estate planning efforts. Of particular interest to you, grants to build communities of practice, to extend technical assistance to support EDA's work with grantees. So far, $1 million in statewide planning grants have been awarded to 30 states and territories. Additional announcements will be forthcoming. Importantly, EDA is committed to equitably distributing this funding. In fact, EDA's top investment priority is equity, which speaks to our continued commitment to working closely with our nation's underserved population and communities. Working with these populations and communities has been EDA's mission since President Johnson signed the Public Works and Economic Development Act, which authorized the creation of EDA into law in 1965, 56 years ago. If you feel you have a project that EDA can help you with, I encourage you to visit eda.gov for more information. To conclude, thank you for your time and thank you for what you do and the important work that you do to create opportunities in your communities. We look forward to working with you to create a brighter, more resilient economic future for your communities and for our nation. Thank you very much.